Welcome to today's story, The Father Who Stayed. This is not a tale of riches, fame, or grand titles. It is the story of Daniel, a man who gave up everything the world celebrates, money, power, recognition, to give his son the one thing that mattered most, love that never leaves. It's a story about sacrifice, resilience, heartbreak, and the quiet triumph of a father who refused to walk away. So sit back, relax, and let's journey together into the life of the father who stayed. There was once a man named Daniel. Daniel wasn't the kind of man the world celebrated. He didn't own fancy suits or expensive cars. He didn't have a corner office or a nameplate on some skyscraper wall. But Daniel had something far more precious. He had a family. His wife, Rebecca, was brilliant, sharp-minded, ambitious, and determined to carve her name into the world. And then there was their son, little Noah, with eyes wide enough to swallow the whole sky. From the moment Noah was born, Daniel made a choice. He decided he would stay home. He would cook, clean, wash, soothe, sing lullabies in the dead of night, and paint stories on the walls of their little apartment. He would be the steady ground so Rebecca could soar as high as her dreams would take her. At first, it was beautiful. Rebecca would come home late at night, exhausted but smiling, and Daniel would be there with dinner warm and Noah already asleep. She would kiss Daniel's cheek and whisper, "I couldn't do this without you." But as time passed, the words stopped coming. Success began to change Rebecca. Her name was appearing in magazines. Invitations came to conferences, business dinners, galas, and slowly home became secondary. When she walked through the door now, she was no longer looking for Daniel. She was looking at her phone. And when Daniel spoke about his day with Noah, the first bike ride, the silly drawings, the scraped knee, Rebecca's eyes would glaze over. Daniel would smile anyway. He kept believing, this is just a phase. She'll remember. She'll see me again. But she didn't. One night, at the peak of her career, Rebecca came home, suitcase in hand, and spoke words that cracked Daniel's world apart. "I can't do this anymore. I need more than this, more than you." She left, just like that. Suddenly, Daniel was alone, with a child to raise, bills to pay, and no career to fall back on. He had given it all up so Rebecca could rise. The nights were long. Some mornings he woke up not knowing how they would eat that day. He worked odd jobs, janitor, delivery driver, clerk, anything to keep Noah fed and the lights on. He would drop his son at school, work until exhaustion, then come home and still make sure Noah had stories before bed. But through it all, Daniel never complained. He never poisoned Noah's heart with bitterness about his mother. Instead, he taught him about kindness, resilience, and hope. And little by little, something began to shift. Daniel discovered a talent he had always buried, storytelling. He began writing about his life as a father, about the quiet sacrifices, about love that does not abandon. At first, it was just a blog, a whisper into the void. But people listened. They connected. His words traveled farther than he ever imagined. Soon, Daniel was invited to speak at schools, then at conferences, then on television. His voice became a beacon for fathers, for families, for anyone who had ever felt unseen. Success had found him, not the kind built on neglect, but the kind built on truth, struggle, and love. And while Daniel's star was rising, Rebecca's began to dim. The same power and wealth she had once clung to started slipping away. Partners abandoned her. The empire she built on ambition alone began to crumble. And one day, she stood in the back of a crowded auditorium, listening to Daniel speak. He didn't see her. He wasn't looking for her. He was looking at Noah, now a teenager, sitting proudly in the front row. When Daniel finished his speech, the crowd roared. People stood, clapped, cheered. But Daniel's eyes found only his son. They smiled at each other, father to son, two survivors of storms, two builders of their own world. And in that moment, Rebecca realized what she had thrown away. Life has a way of revealing truths in time. Love built on sacrifice endures. Love built on selfishness fades. Daniel never sought revenge. He never wished her harm. He only kept loving, kept working, kept believing. And in the end, his reward was greater than any wealth or glory. Because Daniel had Noah, and Noah had Daniel, and together they were enough. This was the story of a father who stayed. Thank you for watching this heartfelt story, The Father Who Stayed. If this story moved you, inspired you, or reminded you of the power of true love and sacrifice, don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment about what touched you most. And of course, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more powerful stories like this one. Until next time, keep believing in love that stays.